So this is one of my favorite videos to make every year. This is the rundown of all the tech that I keep with me every day here in my backpack. And I'm going to try and pack it here as we go. I think it's really interesting to see how my everyday tech evolves each year as I refine what I keep with me. Now you'll see that although there are one or two pieces that have stuck around since my last update, a lot of these have changed since the last time I made one of these. And yeah, let's get started. So the bag, this is one of the new additions, although if you have been watching the channel for a little while, you'll know I've been a big fan of this brand for a long time now. This is the everyday backpack from Stubble & Co. Now I've got the 15-litre version here, although they do offer a larger 20-litre variant if you need a bit more space. Now Stubble & Co are a British brand who specialise in all kinds of bags, and I just love this sleek classic look of this one, especially in this quite unusual concrete colorway. Now it's not overly showy with minimal branding, and the most important thing is that even when it's stacked full, it's still really comfortable to wear with this super padded straps and also this breathable mesh on the back. And as well as feeling great, it's also got tons of cool features. Let me show you some of these. So as you'd expect, there's a protected laptop compartment and there's a slider to hook this onto a luggage trolley if you're going to be taking this on a plane. This is a really nice size for carry-on luggage, by the way. We also get water-resistant zips and binding, which is kind of essential here in the UK because whatever the season is, you never really know when you're going to get rained on. Now, before we look in the main compartment, there are two stealth pockets. There's one on the top here, which is fleece-lined. It's perfect for throwing in headphones or sunglasses, anything valuable that you don't want to get scratched. There's also a little mesh pocket here on the strap, which you can use for travel cards or AirPods or IDs, that kind of thing. There's also this deceptively large front pocket here with this vertical zip that allows you to keep everything separated from the main compartment of the backpack. We've got pockets on either side for umbrellas or water bottles. This is one that I've been using for a while now from a brand called Unit 1. It has taken a few knocks, but I really like how it's kind of squared off and it sits flat against the pocket without bulging out. So inside we've got a super bright, super organized interior with tons of space for your daily essentials. And I'm now going to show you what I tend to keep inside mine. Okay, let's have a look at the laptop, which is over here. Probably no surprises here. I'm still very much in my MacBook Pro era. This is the 14-inch M1 Max edition from back in 2021. And as regular viewers know, I love to keep my devices in D-brand skins to add some personality and also just stop them getting too scratched up. The one that I have on at the moment is in this Sea Breeze version. Now I have been quite tempted by the new M4 MacBook Airs, which I think look really capable and would be a little bit lighter for a simple everyday carry like this. But for now, I'm going to stick with this one as it powers through everything that I throw at it. And yeah, it just hasn't complained yet. And I'm now just realizing I probably just jinxed myself there. And next up, this is my bag within a bag. This is from Ugreen, who are also sponsoring this video. This is their travel cable organizer bag. And this just means that I can keep most of my smaller tech items organized in here without ever needing to look at them until I need them. This is a compact, hard case, and it's got some lovely velvety interior material that just keeps everything nice and safe. Now, the best thing about keeping all of my cables and dongles and things in here is that if I ever need to switch bags, I rarely have to do a full unpack and a repack. It's just a case of taking this thing out and then moving it around with me. Now, the first thing I put in here is probably my favorite new addition. This is Ugreen's new 65-watt Nexode Pro GAN charger. And yeah, believe it or not, this is a wall charger. It is so thin. It's got to be thinner than most people's wallets. And the edition that I have came with both a UK plug and also an EU adapter, which you can just, clip on like this, and it just makes it perfect for traveling as it takes up so little space. It'll let you charge 3 devices at the same time. You've got 2 USB-C ports and then 1 USB-A slot, which is pretty cool. And because it's a GAN charger, you can expect fast and efficient charging. If you need a travel charger for pretty much any occasion, yeah, look no further. This is the one that you want. So if you have any MacBook, you quickly get used to living the dongle life, which I promise becomes fine after a while. The one that I keep in here is also from Ugreen, and although they have lots of different options available on their website, I usually just go for the minimal options that I need. In my case, I've got this super compact 6-in-1 Revo dock. This gives me HDMI out at 4K 60 plus 2 more USB-C ports, 2 USB-A ports, and also a 100-watt power delivery if I ever need to use pass-through charging. Now, my MacBook has got an HDMI port already, but this lets me run a triple display setup so I can have my screen open and then also also connect up to 2 HDMI monitors at the same time. I cannot explain the number of times I've turned up to deliver a presentation only to find that I needed a particular port that my MacBook didn't have, and this thing has saved my skin more than a few times since I picked it up. The other cool thing about this is because my iPad has USB-C, I can also use it to connect over there too and add some extra ports to my tablet. Now elsewhere in here, I also keep my portable mic set. Now there was a time when I would carry around a full camera setup in this kind of bag, but I just don't need to anymore. A bit more on that later on. So I just use this tiny portable wireless mic set from Hollyland. This is their Lark M2S set, and after testing lots of different portable mics, this is just the tiniest, best sounding portable mic I've found. If I ever need to be on a video call and I want my audio to be 10 times better, yeah, I'm reaching for this every single time. It's just so discreet. You see, I'm actually wearing it right now. But you didn't spot that, did you? And it comes with a cool charging case to give me options to work with my camera, my Mac, phone, tablet, and pretty much, yeah, anything else that I needed to. Really great little device, and trust me, it isn't just for content creators. Now, if we stay on the audio front, you'd probably be expecting me to pull out a set of AirPods, I'm guessing, and yeah, you'd be absolutely right. I do actually have some up here in the top protective pocket. These are the AirPods Pro Generation 2, and yeah, they're wireless and pretty magic in terms of how they connect to all my devices. But just lately, I've been experimenting with lossless audio, and well, all I can say is wow. When I'm listening to music or editing, if I'm recording a podcast or anything that requires higher fidelity, what I've been finding is that AirPods aren't actually the best solution. So I've been testing out this little cabled set here from Hyde's. This is their ST Pro Nebula set, and it gives you all the benefits of a true in-ear headset with a really sleek appearance with kind of over-the-ear hooks, a bit like the kind that you see professional musicians wearing. And because it connects over USB-C, it also contains a built-in DAC that massively boosts your audio quality. And what this means in real terms is that you get zero latency plus incredibly high resolution audio. I've been listening to some of my favorite albums lately from the 90s, and I've heard those hundreds of times before, and the details that you can pick up with these combined with the lossless audio in Apple Music means that I'm just hearing things that I've never even heard before on some of those tracks. Now, someone very kindly commented on a video the other day that my videos contain some of the best audio they've heard. That was really lovely to hear, and I'm also pretty sure that's because I usually edit using these now, so I can be absolutely certain that you're hearing things the way I intended them to be heard. Now, they're also about 50 quid as well, so you know it's a bit of a no-brainer if you're even considering about getting into high quality audio on a budget. Now, there are a few other things that I couldn't fit into my tech pouch that I did want to show you. Firstly, we've got my phone, which is the iPhone 15 Pro Max. And yeah, I know it's pretty old by tech standards, but I still have this phone and I absolutely use it every day. I didn't like the look of the 16 Pro last year, especially that weird camera button that I don't think will be sticking around much longer. And to be honest, I'm not 100% sure about the size of the Pro Max these days, given they seem to be getting bigger and bigger with every release. My poor pockets just can't really cope anymore. Well, next time I upgrade, I think I'm going to go down to the standard size iPhone for sure. And yeah, if anyone else has made that shift, let me know in the comments. How did you get on? So on my phone, I'm using this Aurora Armor Air case from Banks, which is made from Kevlar. Yeah, that is the same material that gets sewn into body armor. So, you know, I'm all good if anyone wants to have a pop at me in the street. And to be honest, I just like the way this keeps the form factor of my iPhone nice and slim, as well as adding some decent protection to the sides, the back, and also the camera bump. Plus, I just love the way this aramid fiber case feels in the hands. It's kind of like snakeskin, just really pleasing to hold and kind of run your fingers over. I also have another accessory here to pop on from Banks. There's this Armor Pop phone grip and stand. It combines a classic pop socket design with a flip out stand and in a way that blends in nicely with the style of the case. Banks sell them in all kinds of different color options, and it just means that I can have a sturdy and comfortable way to hold my phone in my hands, and also an instant way to stand up my phone for calls or even on its side for watching content. Now, if you pick one of these up, I challenge you not to spend hours fiddling with it, because the mechanism on this thing is just kind of unputdownable. It's really addictive. Now, another magnetic accessory that I keep handy in the bag is my Plord Note. I've made tons of videos on this little device. It's an AI-powered recording tool that automatically transcribes your calls, your meetings, and pretty much any interaction that you might have with another human being. The power is in their software, as you get the ability to customize the way that the device summarizes what it hears, whether it's a lecture or a sales call or even a podcast. I've honestly lost count of how many times I've recommended this to people. So if you're paying for something like Otter or any kind of automated meeting assistant, just get this and thank me later. Now, I mentioned earlier that I don't carry a full DSLR style camera in this bag anymore, and that's because I almost always just use this Osmo Pocket 3 from DJI. It's a 4K camera on a gimbal, so if I ever need to make kind of smooth, stabilized content really quickly, with this and my Hollywell mic set, I've got absolutely everything I need to make something that I know is going to look and sound amazing. It does time lapses, gorgeous slow-mo at 120 frames per second, and I can even shoot in log format so that I can color grade the footage when I get it onto my laptop. I bet you didn't know, most of the B-roll that I shoot for this channel is usually made with this little thing. Yeah, including this shot right here. Now, what else have I got to show you here? Well, I'm always paranoid about running out of charge somewhere when I'm out and about. So even though I've got this super slim Ugreen charger with me for plugging into wall sockets, I usually also carry a backup for emergencies. And this one covers pretty much all bases. This is the Shargeek 170. It's packing a massive 27,000 milliamp hour battery with 170 watt maximum output. So this thing will let me charge 3 devices at once using the 2 USB-C ports and the single USB-A port. That means I'm carrying enough to fill my MacBook Pro up entirely from empty or charge up my iPad or my iPhone several times over. And it has some unusual features too, including this awesome transparent window into the mechanics of the charger and a built-in display that actually shows you a countdown until it's fully charged. I've never seen anything like that before. Plus, it's IP66 rated, so even though it's not weather sealed, this can get splashed and it'll still be there to keep you charged up. Highly recommended bit of kit for any tech bag. And finally, well, of course, is my iPad mini. This is the 7th generation iPad that came out late last year. I had a brief flirtation with the iPad Pro, but I quickly went back to my iPad mini life. I just love how this fits here in the pocket that's designed for a notebook in my backpack. This is the perfect size iPad for me, and it suits all my use cases, from note-taking to second screening to books and magazines. I love this thing and I'm never going to stop loving it, and you can hold me to that. Well folks, that is my everyday tech carry, at least for the moment. I've left links if you want to pick up any of these for yourself down in the description, and I've worked with some of these brands to get you a sweet discount too. Have you got any of these in your bag, and was there anything important that I might have missed? Yeah, just let me know in the comments below. And in the meantime, if you're thinking about adding the iPad mini 7 to your everyday carry, I've got the perfect everyday use case video, which is just over here. See you next time, folks.